Wuxia films constitute a unique genre in Chinese cinema, and many classics of this genre were produced during Hong Kong's golden age of film. Tsui Hark is a representative figure of the new wave of wuxia directors, and Jet Li is hailed as the Emperor of Kung Fu for his brilliant performances in this genre. In today's film market, the shortage of action stars has led to a decline in martial arts movies. Audiences are increasingly nostalgic for the martial arts films of yesteryear. Among the numerous films in this genre, some inevitably fade into obscurity due to box office failures or other factors, but they remain highly entertaining and can now be considered classics.
Ready. Fight.
Drunken Monkey is an action film directed by Liu Chia-liang and starring Liu Chia-liang, Wu Jing, and others. The film tells the story of Jinyuan Escort Agency, a renowned escort agency in the martial arts world, whose second-in-command, Wen Biao, a master of monkey boxing, accidentally discovers that his brother, Wen Bao, is trafficking opium during a mission. Drunken Monkey didn't particularly stand out in an era dominated by action and martial arts films. The plot was also rather dated, but it still holds up quite well in today's stagnant martial arts film market. Liu Chia-liang's films have always emphasized real, hard-hitting kung fu, relying on authentic action rather than special effects and stunts. Wu Jing's comedic performance also adds considerable entertainment value to the film.
Ready. Fight.
In an empire ruled by fear,
Moon Warriors is an action film directed by Sammo Hung and starring Andy Lau, Anita Mui, Maggie Chung, and Kenny B. It tells the story of Ah Fei Andy Lau, a fisherman who becomes a sworn brother to Yan Shi-san, a descendant of the previous dynasty. Ah Fei helps Yan Shi-san and the king of Lanling reclaim the throne from the 14th prince, but he falls in love with Yeoh, Yan Shi-san's fiancée. After defeating the 14th prince, Ah Fei withdraws from the world out of loyalty to his friend.
Moon Warriors.
The film's action sequences aren't particularly noteworthy, and the characters aren't especially memorable. However, the film is brimming with brotherhood and love, interwoven with conflicts of love, hate, and revenge. The scenery is also fresh and natural, making it a pleasure to watch. Directed by Yuan Wu-ping and starring Donnie Yen and Ing Man Tap, the film primarily tells the story of Wang Fei-hung, who helps Lin Zexi ban opium on the eve of the Opium War, meets Su Qi, and together they fight against the 12th prince. Compared to Tsui Hark's Once Upon a Time in China series, this film is relatively unknown, even less so than Stephen Chow's King of the Beggars. However, directed by renowned martial arts director Yuan Wu-ping, it was destined to stand out among other low-quality martial arts films. Its crisp and precise fight scenes, fluid plot, and the fusion of two recurring characters in the genre, Wang Fei-hung and the Beggar So, result in a genuinely entertaining movie.
Can't you see I'm busy right now? Sorry.
Hey, someone's on the roof!
Sweetheart, Stay here and protect me, please.
Iron Monkey is directed by Yuan Wu-ping and stars Yu Rongguang, Donnie Yen, and others. The film primarily tells the story of Huang Chang, who takes his son north to befriend Tai Hozi, and together they defeat the evil monk.
Anyone who even possibly could be the Iron Monkey.
Performed modestly at the box office upon its initial release, but was a success overseas. The action sequences were spectacular, and the story flowed seamlessly. Yuan Wu-ping's design for Wang Keiying's shadowless kick marked a departure from the wire-suspended kicks of previous martial arts films. Instead, it featured a rapid leap followed by an aerial kick, culminating in a thrilling final battle against wooden stakes amidst flames. Barefoot Kid is directed by Johnny Tu and stars Aaron Kwok, T. Lung, and Maggie Chung. The film tells the story of a barefoot boy who goes to the city to stay with a friend of his father, but becomes a victim of abuse. The film was a box office flop upon its release, but its status as a classic is undeniable. It tells the story through the journey of a barefoot boy from the countryside to the city, focusing on the psychology of ordinary people and their struggles, and revealing the dangers of the world and the cruelty of reality. Scorpion King is an action film directed by David Lai and starring Tsui Hark and Liu Chia-liang. The film tells the story of Fei Yushu, a college student obsessed with comics who neglects his studies but dreams of becoming a vigilante hero. Very well made, with spectacular action sequences, especially the Scorpion Kung Fu, performed by Korean actor Wu Jing, which is as elegant as a dance yet extremely lethal, dazzling the viewer. The scene in which Tsui Hark draws martial arts in comic book style and then demonstrates them is also original and leaves a lasting impression. Tai Chi Boxer is a martial arts comedy film directed by Yuan Wu-ping and Zhang Xinyan, and starring Wu Jing, Christy Chung, and others. The film tells the story of Yang Shu-win, the son of Tai Chi master Yang Chong-woo, who pursues Chao Yang-yun, the daughter of Customs Commissioner Chao Jianguo. This film marked Wu Jing's big break. Although still relatively inexperienced at the time, his kung fu background allowed him to deliver a compelling performance, blending action and humor, which established him as one of the most promising stars in the genre. With Yuan Wu-ping at the helm, the action sequences were, unsurprisingly, top-notch, and years later, his braided kung fu style remains a topic of conversation among fans. The Blade is a martial arts film directed by Tsui Hark and starring Vincent Zhao and Xiong XNXN. It is Tsui Hark's homage to the one-handed swordsman. The film tells the story of swordsman Li Dingen, who, despite having lost his right hand and possessing only a battered and unpublished sword manual, creates his own one-handed sword technique to fight his enemies and avenge his father.
我一就唔死，你都唔會相信殺你爹個兇手話俾你知。
鬥刀就有鬥爭，而所謂嘅江湖就係一顆充滿刀光劍影嘅心。
《 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。
《 。 。
《 。 》 。 《 。 》 《
film oozes masculinity from beginning to end, infused with a hysterical frenzy. The action is fast-paced and violent, even disturbing some viewers, but it's captivating and impossible to look away from. However, its box office performance was disappointing, but this doesn't diminish its brilliance. The Sword of Fury is directed by Sammo Hung and stars Yang Fan, Ti Lung, and Rosamund Kwan. The film primarily recreates one of the most tragic chapters in modern history through the relationship between Wang Wu, the great swordsman, Tan Sidong, and Yuan Shikai. The wine in the cup never runs dry, the farewell song never ends, the knife in the hand is never let go, and the heads of all enemies are never severed. The film's dialogue is as elegant and beautiful as poetry, grand and magnificent. The action is equally graceful and precise, executed to perfection. This is a film about men, brimming with passion and the indomitable spirit of humanity. It performed terribly at the box office upon its release, leaving producer Lo Wei broke and bankrupt. However, regardless of the reasons, its status as a classic is undeniable. Over time, it has gained increasing popularity, proving that gold always shines.